Scientists at the University of Minnesota have created something that blurs the line between chemistry and life.
They're calling it SpudCell, a synthetic cell built from scratch, using lifeless chemicals in a laboratory that can eat, grow, and reproduce, passing its genetic material to the next generation.
What makes SpudCell stand out isn't just that it's artificial.
Scientists have been building synthetic cells for decades, going back to the world's first artificial cell created in 1957 by Canadian physicist Thomas Ming-Sui Chang. What makes SpudCell different is that it's the first synthetic cell ever to complete a full life cycle, from creation all the way through division into next-generation cells, after being assembled entirely from the bottom up using lab chemicals. It's essentially the bare minimum version of a cell, stripped down to reveal exactly what genetic and structural components are needed for the basic functions of life.
So is SpudCell actually alive? That's where things get philosophically interesting. The researchers themselves are careful not to claim they've created life. They point out that there's no single agreed-upon definition of what life even is. But they do note that SpudCell does everything we typically use to tell the living from the non-living. It feeds, it grows, it replicates its genome, it divides, and it even undergoes selection. At the same time, it's far simpler than any natural cell and was assembled piece by hand. There are important limitations to be clear about. SpudCell is not self-sufficient.
It can't build its own ribosomes, those are the cellular machinery responsible for making new proteins, so scientists have to continuously supply it with proteins and enzymes from the outside.
Each lineage also only lasts about 5 to 10 generations before it runs out of steam. Its genome is remarkably small too.
SpudCell carries just 90,000 base pairs of genetic information, compared to the roughly 3 billion base pairs in human DNA. That genetic information is also split across 7 separate DNA molecules rather than being neatly consolidated, which means important material doesn't always get passed in full to the next generation. But even with these constraints, SpudCell represents a meaningful leap forward in what scientists call the field of minimal cells, synthetic structures containing only the most essential genetic and structural ingredients for lifelike behavior. Understanding what's truly necessary for life, and what isn't, has huge potential downstream. It could advance medical research, inform our understanding of biology at its most fundamental level, and even play a role in areas as far-reaching as space exploration.
SpudCell is a reminder that science doesn't always arrive at clean answers. Sometimes the most important discoveries are the ones that reframe the question entirely, and in this case, the question is one humanity has been asking for centuries: what exactly is life? That's the story for today. Thanks for listening.